Hello, everyone. I'm Jeffrey Kerr. I'm here today with Alex Meyer. We are going to be discussing our predictions for the Primetime Emmy Awards taking place this Sunday night. So here's how we'll go. We're going to start by discussing our predictions for the comedy categories, then the drama categories, then the limited series movie categories, then the reality variety categories. They'll all be done in 4 separate videos, and Alex and I will each be taking turns by reading off the nominees in each category. So first, we're starting with an outstanding comedy series. Alex?
All right, thank you. And the nominees are Atlanta, Blackish, Master of None, Modern Family, Silicon Valley, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and Veep.
Okay, so we're kind of starting with a softball here because this is my first super bet, and that's Veep. I have it winning for the 3rd year in a row. It seems that it's helped by the current political climates we're in, and as well as the fact that there may not be a clear alternative. So I guess, what say you?
I do think Veep is going to win again for the 3rd year in a row because it did win Best Comedy Casting at the Creative Arts Emmys, and the casting awards are always very important in signaling what is possibly the front runner. Now, obviously, that doesn't automatically mean Veep will win. I do think Atlanta has a very strong chance of pulling an upset win, even though it only got about half as many nominations as Veep. However, Atlanta is in all the big categories, so writing, acting, directing, series. So Atlanta has the big nominations it needs to win. So right now, what I have ranked, I have Veep in first place, Atlanta in second, Master of None in third, Blackish in fourth, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt in fifth, Silicon Valley in sixth, and then Modern Family in seventh.
Okay, my rankings are quite different here because my second place choice will surprise you, but what I have in second place is Silicon Valley.
Wow.
Well, yeah, I guess my reasoning there is because it's the only other nominee that managed to score all the key nominations that are required in order to win. Like, it got its casting, picture editing, directing, writing, which Atlanta, the one category is missing from is picture editing.
True, but every once in a while at either the Oscars or the Emmys, there are certain once in a while you may miss that key nomination but still win anyway. Like at the Oscars, there's always the belief that if you're not nominated for Best Film Editing, you won't win Best Picture. But twice in recent memory, I can think of there has been an exception to that rule with Ordinary People in 1980 and I believe and Birdman in 2014.
Oh, well, yeah.
But
I'm sorry.
But with Silicon Valley, for me, I have it ranked lower because if it hasn't won key Emmy categories by this point, because it's been nominated for 4 or 5 years now in all these categories, and I don't think it has ever won anything. Maybe it won a few below the line categories. I can't recall at the top of my head, but it's never won acting, writing, directing, or series. And I think when you reach a certain point, if you don't win, you probably may not win in the future. Sure, you might have a late series win like Friends when it won in 2002 for its 8th season after always being beaten by Frasier and stuff during its earlier years, but that's the rarity, not the exception. Not the norm, excuse me.
Well, I guess that's a good point. And in fact, I guess I should also say that looking at what happened last week at the Creative Arts Awards, it seems that Veep was the only nominee in this category to have won something.
Looking at these, I believe Master of None won like an editing or a music award or something. I know.
Yeah. Because I guess I was just taking a look at the ones that won multiple awards. But I just remembered that Master of None did win at least something.
Yeah, so I mean, I think Silicon Valley, it may have its fans in the TV Academy, but they're a small number.
Yeah, that is a good point. But in any case, I guess as for the rest of my rankings, I have Atlanta in third, Master of None in fourth, Blackish in fifth, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt in sixth, and Modern Family in seventh.
And I'll admit I was kind of shocked to see Modern Family nominated again because while I do like that show, it's in its 8th season, and I assume Transparent would just easily get nominated again, given that it's a more recent show.
And how much Modern Family has lost momentum.
Right, because it only has 3 nominations this year.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, yeah, they just cannot let go of Modern Family.
Well, I mean, even some shows like Friends and Frasier still got nominations in their final seasons.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. So, well, in any case, let's move on to the next category, shall we?
Sure.
All right. Outstanding Lead Actress in a Comedy Series. The nominees are Pamela Adlon, Better Things, Jane Fonda, Grace and Frankie, Allison Janney, Mom, Ellie Kemper, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Veep, Tracy Ellis Ross, Blackish, Lily Tomlin, Grace and Frankie.
All right, and I believe Julia Louis-Dreyfus will probably win her 6th Emmy in a row. So I do have her winning. The rest of my rankings I have in second place I have Tracy Ellis Ross, third place Lily Tomlin and Janney, fifth place Ellie Kemper, sixth place Jane Fonda, and seventh place Pamela Adlon.
Okay, I do have slightly different rankings, but but yeah, I agree with you. It definitely seems Julia Louis-Dreyfus is on track to win her 6th consecutive Emmy for Veep. I mean, well, yeah, and so while she may have no clear alternative, I'd watch out for my second place choice, and that would be Allison Janney, because after competing and supporting for her role on Mom within the last 3 years, which of course she ended up winning for the first 2 seasons, she has moved up to lead, which was a similar thing she did on The West Wing, where she competed and won in supporting before, yet moved to lead and ended up pulling an upset over Jennifer Garner in Alias.
Yeah, I mean that's a good point, but I have Tracy Ellis Ross in second place because she did win the Golden Globe earlier this year, and I know that's not always the best indication because there's 2 separate voting bodies there, but submission, Tracy Ellis Ross submitted what many consider to be her best episode of Blackish that season, which could help her.
I guess that's a good point. I mean, I must admit, I'm not as knowledgeable on the comedy categories because I don't watch a lot of sitcoms, so I just take what I hear and just play around with it. So yeah, the rest of. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
And if Tracy Ellis Ross did win, it would be a nice. It would be a nice addition of diversity to the category because only one Black woman has ever won lead actress in a comedy, and that was Isabel Sanford for The Jeffersons over 30 years ago.
Oh yeah, we'll probably be talking a lot about diversity records throughout the day.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so as for the rest of my rankings, yeah, I have Tracy Ellis Ross in third. I do think she's probably someone to keep an eye on as well. Pamela Adlon I have in fourth place, Ellie Kemper in fifth, Lily Tomlin in sixth, and Jane Fonda in seventh.
I only have Pamela Adlon in last place simply because, I mean, while I know she's very beloved in the industry and she's won Emmys before, her nomination still kind of came out of left field. I don't think anyone expected her to be nominated.
Yeah, that's true.
And because many people were hoping to see finally break through after being 2 seasons of Grace and Frankie, and given just her veteran status in the industry, I think that kind of gives her a little more edge.
Mm-hmm. Well, yes. So, of course, they are probably a little likely to split the vote there, which I guess vote splitting is another factor we'll be talking about throughout the day. So, yeah. So, next category.
All right. let me just get my rankings up real quick. All right, so the next category is lead actor in a comedy series, and the nominees are Anthony Anderson, Blackish; Aziz Ansari, Master of None; Zach Galifianakis, Baskets; Donald Glover, Atlanta; William H. Macy, Shameless; and Jeffrey Tambor, Transparent.
All right. So yeah, with all the work Donald Glover has put into Atlanta, not only does he star in it, but he also created it, produced it, and directed a couple episodes. He really seems to have a great shot of winning here. I mean, he did win the Globe, which again, not that that's the best indicator, but I think of the two Globes winners on the comedy side this past year, he's a little more likely to prevail. So I do have him winning, though Jeffrey Tambor could probably still win his third consecutive Emmy for Transparent, which is why I do have him ranked in second place. Especially after Donald Trump's ban on transgenders from joining the military.
Mm-hmm. And well, what are the rest of your rankings?
Yes. And the rest of my rankings, third place I have Anthony Anderson for Blackish. Fourth place I have William H. Macy for Shameless, especially after that upset he pulled at SEC earlier this year. Fifth place I have Zach Galifianakis, and sixth place I have Aziz Ansari.
So yeah, mine's a little bit different. Like you, I have Donald Glover in first place and Jeffrey Tambor in second. Then I have Anthony Anderson in third, Aziz Ansari in fourth, William H. Macy in fifth, and Zach Galifianakis in sixth.
Well, yes. I guess the reason why I have Aziz Ansari linked low, well, I guess I'm sticking by the old, it's the stand-up rule where stand-ups never win for leading comedy series in which they're playing themselves.
Well, I have Aziz Ansari ranked higher because he's nominated for more stuff. Like he's nominated for writing as well. Wait.
You hear an echo?
Not yet.
Oh, because I can hear I hear myself echoing when I talk for some reason.
All right.
Let me try this.
I was about to ask if you were wearing headphones.
No, I'm not. Let me adjust my volume and put it in headphones and see if that does anything.
Okay. Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Good.
Okay, that was weird.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So back to the category.
Yeah, so because Aziz Ansari has more nominations than some of the other contestants, I think that gives him a bigger edge because it shows multiple branches were watching his work because he does so much on that show and not just acting.
I guess the same could be said for Donald Glover.
Yeah, I mean Donald Glover's he's like Alda of this year because back in the day, Alan Alda used to be nominated for everything on MASH, acting, writing, directing, and now Donald Glover is as well.
Yeah. Well, yes, and of course we probably, in fact, semi-spoiler alert to you viewers, we may have Glover or Ansari winning something else coming up soon.
Yeah, so, and even though William H. Macy won the SAG Award, it's because he's only nominated for acting that I ranked him lower than Aziz Ansari. But it's because of his SAG win that I have him ranked higher than Zach Galifianakis because nobody was expecting him to be nominated. I know people were expecting Louis Anderson to get nominated again, but I don't think anyone was predicting Zach Galifianakis would be as well.
Or who knows? Maybe there's a bigger love for baskets than that we're probably underestimating.
To a certain extent, but not enough to because it has no other nominations than those two.
That is true. That is true. Very true. So, in any case, okay, the next category, which I shall be reading off the nominees, and that's for Outstanding Supporting Actress in the Comedy Series. The nominees are Vanessa Bayer, Saturday Night Live, Anna Klumsky, Veep, Kathryn Hahn, Transparent, Leslie Jones, Saturday Night Live, Judith Light, Transparent, Kate McKinnon, Saturday Night Live. So we got 2 ladies from Transparent, 3 from Saturday Night Live, and 1 from Veep. So I guess, okay, so Kate McKinnon already pulled a shocking surprise when she won this award last year, because at that point, no SNL performer had won a supporting award and up until her last year.
Right, because anytime they had won in the past, it was in the now canceled variety performance category.
Mm-hmm. And in recent years, it's mainly been the guest category. Yes, so she is. So I do have her in first place. I do think she has a good shot of winning again, especially how well SNL did at the Creative Arts Awards last weekend. But with that being said, she is up against 2 other cast members from Saturday Night Live that we probably didn't expect to be nominated. So could she be at risk of vote splitting?
In this case, no, because she submitted the episode that many people thought she would submit, where the one that aired right after the presidential election, which featured her singing Leonard Cohen's Hallelujah, both as a tribute to him since he had recently died, and as kind of as a tribute to Hillary Clinton for shockingly losing the election.
Mm-hmm.
And she was singing in character as Hillary Clinton, for which she's best known for.
Mm-hmm.
So I believe she'll win here very easily. I'll be shocked if she doesn't win.
Well, yes. So I guess a good alternative, second place is Anna Klumsky, who's been nominated 5 times before for her role in Veep, but still has yet to win. So I guess the vote splitting does happen, especially with Judith Light and Kathryn Hahn Transparent. I could see Klumsky having that benefit. So yeah, Klumsky's my second place. Third place, I have Judith Light. Fourth place, Leslie Jones. Fifth place, Kathryn Hahn. And sixth place, Vanessa Bayer.
That's almost the same ranking as me, except I have Judith Light in second place and Anna Klumsky in third, and then I have Leslie Jones, Kathryn Hahn, and Vanessa Bayer in fourth, fifth, sixth.
Okay. Yes. Well, yeah, because I guess of the 2, if anyone from Transparent were to win this award, probably Judith Light's, given her status as a veteran actress. She's won 2 Tonys, 2 years in a row, actually. I believe she's won at least a daytime Emmy, so
she's won 2 daytime Emmys.
Oh, yeah. I knew she won at least one, so I don't believe she has won a Primetime Emmy yet.
No, I don't think she has.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, and I guess if we're also taking the Tom O'Neill role into account, and Tom O'Neill being the editor-in-chief at Cold Derby, he often says, in order to win, you got to have the most of something, like the most acting, the most of a performance, where of course Judith Light gives a transformative performance on Transparent. Like, if you first see her character, you wouldn't realize immediately it's Judith Light.
Mm-hmm. Admittedly, I haven't seen too much of Transparent. I've seen some clips here and there, but I haven't sat down and watched a full season because there's just so much things. I can't keep up with it all.
Oh, well, I guess that's a good problem to have.
But from what I have seen, it looks pretty good.
Oh yeah, it is. yeah, I was finally able to catch up on the third seasons, and yeah, I did quite like it. So, next category: outstanding supporting actor in a comedy series.
All right, the nominees are Louis Anderson, Baskets, Saturday Night Live, Titus Burgess, Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, Ty Burrell, Modern Family, Tony Hale, Veep, and Matt Walsh, Veep.
Okay, so I definitely have Alec Baldwin winning here. So I guess wouldn't it be something to see Hillary and Trump both win Emmys this Sunday night?
Oh boy, yeah. It'd be interesting if Alec Baldwin and Kate McKinnon could present together dressed as the two of them.
Well, I know Alec Baldwin has been announced as a presenter.
True, but I don't believe Kate McKinnon has.
I did. Well, I was just watching Stephen Colbert being interviewed on The Talk an hour or so ago, and he said there were a couple of surprise guests to come. So we shall see.
Yeah, we shall.
Yes.
What are the rest of your rankings?
Okay, so yeah, in second place I have Louis Anderson, who I don't know who your prediction was in that category last year, but I believe I predicted Tony Hale to repeat, but Louis Anderson was such a surprise winner last year for Basket. So I guess since that last year was where we were introduced to the new voting system, where it's a straight plurality vote, so instead of a rank system. So I guess with or without Baldwin, there is a question of how close Anderson could come with the new voting system for the second year in a row. But for third place, I have Titus Burgess. Fourth place, Tony Hale. Fifth place, Matt Walsh. And sixth place, Ty Burrell.
All right, so I also have Alec Baldwin winning, but I have Titus Burgess in second place, Louis Anderson in third, and then Tony Hale in fourth, Matt Walsh in fifth, and Ty Burrell in sixth.
Okay. So
I have Titus Burgess ranked higher than Louis Anderson because the episode he submitted seems to be more comedic in nature.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yeah. Plus, I believe then at least part of the episode went viral.
Yeah, I think so.
Well, yeah, because he was spoofing Beyonce's Lemonade song. Yeah. So yeah, I guess so. But hey, if Baldwin wins, then we shouldn't have anything to worry about our second or third place choice, unless one of them pulls a surprise.
Yeah, but it's worth mentioning that Alec Baldwin is having to compete here, even though he's not an official cast member of Saturday Night Live, because he appeared in too many episodes of the season to be considered a guest star. He went above the 50% rule.
That is a good call. So yeah, I guess now on to the next category, which is outstanding directing in a comedy series. The nominees here are Atlanta for the episode Band, directed by Donald Glover; Silicon Valley for the episode Intellectual Property, directed by Jamie Babbitt; Silicon Valley for the episode Server Error, directed by Mike Judge; Veep for the episode Blurb, directed by Morgan Sackett; Veep for the episode Justice, directed by Dale Stern; and Veep for the episode Groundbreaking, directed by David Mandel.
All right, well, there's I currently have Atlanta Ban in first place, Veep Groundbreaking in second, Veep Justice in third, Veep Blurb in fourth, Silicon Valley Intellectual Property in fifth, and Silicon Valley Server Error in sixth, I think. Vote splitting is going to be a big factor here. Plus the fact that I believe this episode of Atlanta, it won or at least was nominated for the Directors Guild of America Award for comedy episode directing.
Well, let me look it up. So, but though I actually must admit I have Surfer Juror ranked in third place because, well, I guess I'm going off by name recognition here. In this case, being Mike Judge.
Hmm. But the problem is he's been nominated here almost every year for like the last 4 years, and he's still never won.
Yeah. So, yeah, that is a good point. But yeah, as for my rankings overall, yes, I do have Atlanta winning first place. I think that definitely has the benefit of being the one apple in a bag of oranges among these nominees, since it's the only one that's not up against itself for another episode. But yeah, I have the groundbreaking episode of Veep in second. Fourth place, I have the Justice episode of Veep. Fifth place, Intellectual Property from Silicon Valley, and sixth place, I have Blurb episode of Veep.
Okay.
Okay, so because I'm trying to find if Atlanta was.
Do you want me to help you look?
No, I found it. Atlanta was nominated for DGA. However, it lost to the inauguration episode of Veep.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, I thought I remember reading Veep had won earlier this year for that. I remember Atlanta being in there somewhere.
Well, yeah, it definitely was nominated. So luckily it's not up against inauguration this time around.
Yeah, because it's interesting with the Emmys versus the DGAs. The Emmys go from June this year. They go from June 2016 to May 2017 in terms of eligibility. Whereas DGA, it'll be from January to December 2017 for both movies and television.
Well, yes. Yes, it's also kind of similar to how, the best song or score nominees or winners from the Oscars the previous year end up contending at the Grammys the following year because of the eligibility factor.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now on to Outstanding Comedy Writing.
All right, and the nominees are Donald Glover for the Atlanta episode Ban, Stephen Glover for the Atlanta episode Streets on Lock, Aziz Ansari and Lena Waithe for the Master of None episode Thanksgiving, Alec Berg for the Silicon Valley episode Success Failure, Billy Kimball for the Veep episode Georgia, and David Mandel for the Veep episode Groundbreaking.
All right, so in first place, I have the Thanksgiving episode of Master of None winning. So I guess among the writing and directing, I have Donald Glover taking directing and Aziz Ansari taking writing. Though speaking of Donald Glover, I do have the Ban episode of Atlanta in second. The third place, I have Groundbreaking episode of Veep. Fourth place, Success Failure episode of Silicon Valley. Fifth place, the Streets on Lock episode of Atlanta. And sixth place, the Georgia episode of Veep.
All right, I have the same first top three, but then in fourth place I have Atlanta Streets on Lock, then in fifth place Veep Georgia, and then sixth place Silicon Valley Success Failure.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so yeah, I guess I have Silicon Valley ranked a little higher since that, like Master of None, would probably have the benefit of, of not splitting votes like Atlanta and Veep do in this category, since they both have 2 episodes nominated.
That's a good point, but I'm kind of whether it's fair or unfair, I'm measuring the all these awards by their recipients' past success at the Emmys, because usually if a show always wins something every year, it means that show is kind of loved more than other shows.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
And if you can't break through pretty early on, then you're kind of always doomed to be always nominated but never win.
Yeah, always the bridesmaid and never the bride.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
All right, so we just got through all the comedy categories. Stay tuned for the drama series.